Yo, 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 my good friends. What's going on? Good morning. Happy Thursday, I think today is. Welcome on in. If you're popping in here, go ahead and leave a comment in the comments. So that way I know that you're here and I'm not just talking to the wall behind me or in front of me, rather, or this camera lens, because I'm not really looking at people, which is kind of awkward. Takes a little time to get used to, but it's all right. It's not so bad after a while. Got something pretty cool I'm going to go over today. Something that's going to be quick, but it's going to be powerful, and it's going to change the way some of you do business because it friggin' works. And what I'm going to talk about is how you can actually get your first customer, even if you're not creating content. It's a pretty unique strategy that's starting to kind of take over, and the market shifts over time. There's always changes. So back in 2020, 2019, 2018, somewhere in there, TikTok came out on the scene and changed the game entirely, right? Up until then, vertical short form videos under a minute long really weren't a thing. We had like Vine a little bit, and that was kind of popular, but in comparison to what TikTok did, it was absolutely nothing. I mean, it was negligible in comparison. But then TikTok came along. Short form video became really popular, became really addictive. People would spend hours, still do spend hours and hours and hours scrolling. The attention went there. So what happened? All the big platforms kind of followed suit, right? And then that grew. More and more creators came on, more creators that were making blog content and long form content on YouTube started making short form stuff because that's where the attention went. And now we're in a place in 2025, 5, 6, 7 years later, where all the platforms pretty much have a short form content variation, with the exception of maybe LinkedIn. You've also got it. You've got it on Pinterest. You even got it on Amazon. If you go to Amazon, you go to the shopping app, there's an Inspire tab. I think it looks like a little light bulb, and there's a short form video feed there and people use to promote and review and sell products on Amazon, and they earn commissions. So there's a massive demand that was created for that type of vertical short form content that people just like to watch. So now we're getting to a point where we're starting to notice a little bit of a shift again. Not that short form content's going anywhere. It certainly isn't. And I don't think it's going to go anywhere for a very long time. But what we're seeing is that people are leaning more towards community, more towards personalized connection. There's a platform called School that has absolutely exploded over the past year and a half, 2 years. And that is basically, for anybody who doesn't know, School, Skool. It's a platform where you can create a community. It's a paid platform. It's getting very, very popular. They have, they give you the ability to basically create a paid community where you can accept payments for products, create courses, have discussions. It's like as if Discord and a course building software kind of meshed together into one. Is basically what it is. And that's becoming increasingly popular. I've watched a few podcasts recently where they're really talking about how exponentially quick communities are starting to become popular. And it's not because people necessarily want to be in a group. It is because of that, but it's that personalized human interaction that people like. So what I'm going to talk about now is, and I've got a checklist for you I'm going to give you. So everything that I cover, you can kind of follow it and actually do what I'm talking about. And by doing this, you're going to actually be able to get your first customer or few customers without even creating any content. And you can use it to, leverage creating a community, or use it to build up your audiences on your short form platforms. You can use it to get sales, get leads. There's a lot of really cool things you'll be able to do here. So let me share my screen. And I'm going to walk you through, what is this? How many do I have on here? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 10-step process that you can follow. Anybody can do this today, and anybody can do this and start getting results with it today, right? And that result could potentially be leads or customers, but with the caveat that you actually have to do what I tell you to do. You actually have to do the steps. That's the thing that stops most people from getting results pretty much ever, is they get the information, they get excited about the information, they consume the information, they don't execute, they don't do the work, they don't do the stuff. So if you do what I'm about to show you here, and some of it's going to be like, it might be a little difficult to make that move, but if you do it, you're going to be really, really glad you did. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. I'll stop building up the suspense and anticipation on that. And I'm going to put this on screen. And here we go. Cool. So is there a layout that'll make this any bigger? Is this the only thing I could do? What does this button do here? What if I do this? Oh, that just makes it smaller. What if I do that? Oh, look at that. Now my face is really small though. I don't know if I like that. We'll go back to how we originally were. Anyways, this is a PDF I put together, a checklist on how to get your first customer, checklist for getting your first customer using outreach. Okay. So when we say outreach, what do we mean, right? Outreach can be just you reaching out and making contact with somebody. That's what outreach is. So outreach can be somebody that also reached out to you first and then you're having a conversation. But really what we're talking about is starting the process today by actually reaching out to somebody. So let's go for step one here, and let's talk about how all of you in here today already have leads that you can start capitalizing on, and how you're going to tap into it. And you might be saying, "Well, I don't have any email subscribers. I don't have that many followers. You all have leads," and I'm going to explain this to you right now. So you're going to create a couple of lists. This is the first thing you're going to do. You're going to create a few lists. All email contacts. Log into your Gmail, your Outlook, whatever it is. Anybody you've ever sent an email to before. Get that email, copy it down, put it in a spreadsheet, put it on a document, whatever you got to do, save that list. Okay. Those are people you can contact. Arguably, that could be considered a lead, right? All your social media followers that you can directly message. So TikTok, probably not the best for this. You can't really message them. It depends on how their settings are set up and all kinds of things. But you look at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and anywhere else, Snapchat, whatever you might have. These are all places where you have people that are following you that you can directly message. Yes, even if it's on your personal Facebook where your family and friends are, they count too. These are people you can reach out to. And then phone contacts from your device, right? Go right in here. Look at this. There's probably, I don't even know how many people are in my contacts. I don't even know who they all are. But if I go to my contacts list, look at this. See, look at how long this is. Look at how long I've been scrolling for. How far did we get? I'm in E. Look, I'm going to keep going. These are phone number contacts, people that gave me their number. I'm in M now. We're going to keep going. How long is it going to take us to get to the bottom? I'm still only in T. Let's keep going. And there we go. We finally hit the bottom with Z. So how many of those do you have inside your phone? Those are all contacts. Export that list. Get it on a spreadsheet. Get these names in front of you to where you can see them. Delete all the duplicates. And now you've got your 3 lists. And what I would say to do is you're going to choose a platform, right? Identify the platform where you have the most contacts, email, Instagram, your phone, LinkedIn, wherever it may be, people you used to work with. Think of everybody you know that you could reach out to, that it wouldn't be like they're picking up the phone and saying, who the hell is this, right? Anybody that's seen you've made an impression on them, it doesn't matter. Get them all on a list to where you can contact them and you can track it. Like you can mark down like, okay, I reached out to this person. And then you're going to start where you have the most. And then once you exhaust that list, reach out to everyone else. This is the hardest part. This is the part where you're doing the work. Getting the list is easy. It's already sitting there, right? It's sitting there. You just got to actually do the work of reaching out to people, right? So are you going to be able to call your cousins and your aunts and your uncles and your friends and your past coworkers and your current coworkers? Well, that's the part where people are like, yeah, I don't want to do that. But if you want to make money and you have no other leads, what else are you going to do? But I'm going to tell you something else. We're not going to be directly selling to these people. So there's something else coming up, and you can wait. When we get to that part, I'll tell it to you what we're going to do. But we're going to make this not awkward, not weird, not MLM-y, like we're saying, hey, I got this new business opportunity for you. We're not doing any of that. I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do so it's not weird and it's not awkward, and people will actually appreciate that you reached out to them. Every single one of the ones in that contact list. So when it comes to actually reaching out to these people, you want to personalize it, right? So spend 30 seconds reviewing each person's profile or recent activity. The thing you want to do is you want to identify one personal detail to reference. So did they get a new job recently? Did they have a kid? Did they move? Is there a shared interest? Did they take on a new activity? What is something that they posted about recently that you can reference? Find some kind of personal detail you can use when you send this message. Okay, that's going to take some of that awkwardness away. And then we come down, I got a template for you to use. Hey, name. Saw you just started at company. Congrats on the new role. How's the transition going? Or, hey, Sarah, saw your recent marathon pictures. Amazing achievement. How long did you train for it? The idea is that this is just an icebreaker, right? Don't overthink it. Just what's a message that's not weird that you can send that somebody would appreciate, and most importantly, is easy to respond to. Right? You don't want to come in. If you come in with that business opportunity, right? Or you come in trying to sell something, they're going to be like, oh, God, I get enough of these phone calls. They don't want that. So just something that's an icebreaker that's really easy to respond to will never fail you here. And if you reach out to 100 people, you're going to get responses. Okay. You're going to get responses. I'll stake my life on it. So now you're going to conduct daily outreach, right? This is a marathon, like we set up here in the example. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're going to keep doing this ongoing. This isn't just like a once and done thing and, oh, hopefully something happens. I'm praying. No, you're going to keep doing this ongoing. You're going to commit to reaching out to 100 people each day to get comfortable. Your initial goal is just to start conversations authentically. And I got some more examples down here for you to reference in case you're still struggling with this. You can copy and paste these, or you just use the template and you just kind of fill in the blank. Another thing you can kind of do here is you can reference what it is that you actually offer in the thing that's personalized in the outreach. So you could say, have you explored solutions around related to your service, right? So if I have a email marketing service, right? How has your campaigns been performing? Just curious, right? I've been working with a lot of email campaigns lately. How are yours doing? If you're talking to a business owner and that's the kind of service that you offer, right? Now, step 5 is the ARC method, which is something I totally made up with the help of ChatGPT. You're going to acknowledge something personal about their situation, recognize their efforts authentically related to the acknowledgement, and then you're going to connect with a question, linking your recognition to your service directly. So this is kind of what I was just talking about a moment ago. So we got some examples of those as well. So, hey, Mike, noticed you're managing multiple teams at work. Really impressive. How do you keep everyone aligned without feeling overwhelmed? Again, you want to make this kind of relevant to the thing that you're offering. You're breaking the ice. You're starting the conversation to create an opportunity for you to talk about what you offer. Okay. This is not awkward up to this point. Can we agree? Let me know in the comments. Is this awkward, or is this just a normal, casual conversation that you'd be willing to have with somebody else who shares an interest or is expressing interest in something that you do on a day-to-day basis or something you know a lot about, right? You could also even leverage people's natural inclination to want to help, or maybe find an opportunity for themselves, right? You might find opportunities to collaborate with people, but what you could also do is kind of position it in a way where maybe you're looking for advice, right? And you're just looking for them to guide you with their expertise. There's a lot of ways you can do this. Get creative. With practice, you'll get good at this, and you'll be able to kind of just look at the messages you're getting from people and what you're going to send out based on the profile and what you find there or what they're posting about, and you'll get really good at this. It's really not a hard thing to do. It just takes time, and it feels weird in the beginning, but once you do it a bunch of times, it won't be hard, okay? We're going to keep moving here. This is where we get to the part where we're not directly selling to the people in our contacts, right? You're not going to call your mom and sell her some shit. You're not going to go in to your friend from high school and say, hey, I got this business opportunity. You're not going to do that. This is the workaround that really makes it so that way you're kind of doing them a favor and making them look good, and you're not actually trying to sell them something. You're going to casually ask them if they know anyone who might need your service. So this is a way for you to present your offer, tell them what you're doing, how you can help, what you specialize in, and saying, hey, thought you might know somebody that could use my help. I'm just starting to offer this, and I'm really looking to get my first customers and grow my business, right? So while doing that, if that person you're reaching out to also needs your services, they might potentially inquire and become a customer themselves in addition to referring you. So if they know, right, 3 or 4 other people that might be able to use your service because you're talking about something relevant to what you offer with somebody who's already kind of in that space, there's a good chance they're going to know people. So now from this one contact, you might not have just gotten 1 new customer. You might potentially have 3 or 4. So you're asking for referrals. You're not asking for direct sales. You're not going into like a pitch here. You're just saying, hey, I just recently started this, right? It could even be like if you were a lawn care business, you could say something along the lines of, hey, I just started putting a team together. I got a trailer, fully insured, looking to pick up some customers. Do you know anybody who needs some help with their lawn care, right? So now I'm not even asking them. I'm not putting them on the spot. I'm not making them feel awkward because it's like, this is a person I know. This is a friend of mine. I don't need them, but I want to be nice or whatever, right? let me see if I know anybody that I can, refer over to this person. And now you're potentially getting leads from them, right? So now imagine that you reach out to 1,000 people over the course of a month, right? And from 10% of those people, you get somebody that you're referred to, right? Now, maybe out of all those people you know or don't know all that well, there's not really anybody in there or a large number of people that want to do business with you directly, but there's a good chance because you're casting such a wide net to such a large audience of people by doing this, that contact that trusts you is going to put in a good word, and that person's now going to feel really confident in contacting you or letting you contact them to potentially start doing business. See what I mean? Hopefully this is making sense, but this referral piece is really, really powerful. And initially, this is an important detail too. So this is something cool, right? Because now you don't even have to, if you're just starting off, and this is especially true of like coaching offers and services you might offer, is I might not even charge for the first initial customers. I might do it for free to gain feedback and testimonials, because now I can take those testimonials and I can use those in my marketing to get paid customers. I have social proof. I have verification that what I'm doing actually works and people are happy with the service and I'm capable and I'm qualified, right? So now I'm using that social proof. I'm using that validation in order to actually sell the service, to command, money for it. And I even got a couple examples I put on here for that too. By the way, I'm currently offering, insert your service, free to get some feedback and testimonials. Do you know anyone who might benefit from this? And I put an example for the web design niche. I tried to pick a whole bunch of different niches, so there's no excuses, right? By the way, I'm currently offering free website audits and redesigns to gather testimonials. Do you know anyone whose business site might need some improvement? Let me ask you all here in the chat. Do you know anybody who's got a crappy website and needs to improve it, other than yourselves? So you can see how this can very quickly become exponential. This can grow and scale into a large list of leads rather quickly. And I've actually done this. So this isn't all just like smoke and stuff. This is stuff that actually works. Like if I'm ever in a pinch and I need a sale like today, I can go into my contacts and I can sell something to somebody, or sell something to somebody that someone I know knows, right? And all of you have that ability. All of you have that capability to put together some kind of offer, even if it's an affiliate offer. What problem does your offer solve? Who is that offer for? Right? Hey, do you know anybody who needs help with this or has this problem? I'm currently working with people to solve that. And then your affiliate offer can be a part of it. And you can even throw on a little bit of a bonus where you do something personally just to, help close that sale. This works no matter what business model you're in: coaching and consulting, selling courses, affiliate marketing, right? You can even do it with an Amazon product if you wanted to like really go gentle to get your feet wet. But I mean, there's no point in even doing that. Just figure out what you want to offer and just start offering it to people. Then you want to make your offer really easy to accept, which is this going to just take a little bit of a deeper dive into what we set up here, which is we're offering the service initially for free to gain feedback and get testimonials, right? So make your first offer very easy to accept. Provide your service for free, clearly outlining these terms. They must actually use it. They agree to provide honest feedback, and they commit to leaving a review if satisfied or just by using it, right? So I've got a template for this as well. But the point is that you just want to make sure that there's not a reason they're going to say no to it, right? And you might think that, okay, well, I'm offering it for free, so why would anybody say no if they actually needed it? Just because it's free, okay, I want to pay attention to this, right? Because it's important. Just because it's free doesn't necessarily mean that there's no cost associated. The cost is going to be their time. The cost is going to be any effort they have to put in. The cost is going to be real estate in their mind that they got to use to think about what we're now doing that's different from what they had before. So there's still a cost, right? It's a hidden cost. It's just not a monetary cost. So you want to think about these things. And this is where this next section comes in, right? Where you're just going to ask for honest feedback about their concerns. If they give you a no, figure out why that no is, right? Just curious as to why. I'm not charging anything for this. And, there's no obligation on your end to pay me anything eventually or ever. Just kind of curious. Gather the information. Don't just take a no and walk away. Don't be afraid to ask. Get the information. Time commitment, fear of inconvenience, skepticism about effectiveness. These are more or less notes for me, so I didn't remember to tell you these things. But you can use these objections you get in your future interactions, so that way you already know how to overcome them before they even come up, right? So if it's a big time commitment thing, if whatever you're offering is going to take a lot of time on their part, and that's the objection you're always getting, either you're getting people that it's just not important enough that they solve the problem, or you need to find a way to solve it with less burden on their part. Right? So you'll get the clues. You're going to get the answers to the problems as you ask questions and as you have these interactions, right? People are telling you they're skeptical, right? What is it that's making them skeptical? Why are you kind of on edge, right? Usually skepticism just means that they don't understand it, or they're not perceiving it as valuable enough to be worth whatever other sacrifice they have to make, usually effort, right? They think it's going to be a waste of their time. They're not going to be interested even if it is free, right? We hear that all the time. Like Sirius XM, that's one of those things I wouldn't take it if it was free. The sound quality is so garbage, in my opinion. I won't even listen to it. Every time you turn it on, it's not something I want. You got all these stations, you never get what you want. It's easier to just go into my YouTube app. I would rather pay for YouTube music than subscribe to Sirius XM, even if I was getting it for free. I would still use my paid one instead of taking the free one and saving on the cost, because it's just not nearly as valuable to me as the other thing. So if that was your offer, you'd kind of figure that out and you'd say, all right, how do I overcome that? How do I solve this problem? So as I'm having more interactions, as I'm continuing to offer this offer that I have, I can now repackage it or adjust it to be more valuable, so that objection no longer exists. Does that make sense? Comment down below if this is all making sense and if this is helping anybody. And again, I got templates for this as well. So I really didn't leave any stone unturned here. I completely understand your hesitation. Can you share what's causing concern or any potential barriers you're thinking of? I'd love your honest feedback. That's all. That's all you got to say. It's not something any complicated or hard or difficult. You're just going to drop that on them, right? If you get a no, and you're going to get no's, be ready for no's, expect no's, even if it's free. You just drop something like that. I totally get any hesitation. Are you concerned about the time commitment or unsure of how it fits your current processes? I'd appreciate your honesty. And then when you get these responses, you can almost on the fly come up with solutions to that, especially if this is a text thing. You have those few moments before you reply to come up with a way to handle the objection and take it away and add value in its place. Right. And that could be as simple as, oh, yeah, no, absolutely. We're going to go ahead and we're going to actually look at your processes to make sure before we do anything that this is actually going to fit your business model. Right. So now that barrier just came down. Now they're going to be more willing to, okay, yeah, so I can get the outcome without having this thing that I'm worried about become an issue. Okay, great. Let's figure out how we're going to do that. Now you got them on a consultation. Now you got them on a call to potentially do the service so you can get that testimonial and then hopefully get referrals, which is step 9. Look at how naturally this checklist flows. Isn't this incredible? I'm like not even looking at the next step yet, and I already know what it is. I know this process. So after delivering the service, right, you've gotten all the way through step 8. You've had the conversation. You've provided the service to a few people. You're looking for feedback, reviews, and most importantly, referrals. Look, this is going to be the most controversial thing I say all morning. The first 5 people, or however many people you decide to do this for free, those are the most important people throughout this whole friggin' process. Why? They're going to give you testimonials. They're the first people to give you a shot. You don't ever forget about those people. You don't ever treat them badly. And I'm going to tell you why right now. Referrals are going to come from these people. They're going to be so stoked that they got this massive transformation, this great service, this incredible product. Their life changed now because of this offer, whether it was an affiliate offer or was something you put together or whatever it is, doesn't matter. They're going to be so thrilled that the transformation was great. It worked. You were so generous. You did it for free. They're going to give you a great testimonial. Reviews are so important. They're also going to send referrals in. And eventually, because there's no obligation for you to continue working with them for free forever, that they're probably going to become a paying customer eventually, right? These aren't just like all right, let me get it over with because that's what I'm supposed to do. There's a strategy. There's a strategy to doing the free thing, right? You've got to get your piece out of it too. They're going to definitely get their piece because you're going to deliver and over-deliver an incredible product or service or offering or whatever. But the strategy, the benefit for you, you can't leave that out. I've made that mistake. I've done free things in the past where people just kind of went dormant and they went stagnant and they disappeared on me. And then I just never followed up. And it was, a lost opportunity, wasted time on my part, wasted time on their part too, because they didn't get the benefit. I wasn't involved enough. Right. But you'll learn from that stuff. And some of you might make that mistake if you start doing this, but it's something I'm going to let you know about now. Credibility is what these testimonials will really do for you. Public credibility, other people saying, yeah, this person's the real deal. This person can do what they're saying they're going to do for you. Okay. And I have examples of that as well. So these are, again, templates, right? Hey, Lisa, excited about your progress with the meal plans. Could you share a quick testimonial or recommend anyone else who might benefit? You can say these things or type these things. It doesn't matter. And then keep relationships warm. So you want to regularly check in. This is also kind of what I was just saying before, that you kind of just let them go cold and you didn't stay with them. You gave them a product and then they just kind of, disappeared. Regularly check in, provide ongoing value, keep the relationship alive, build goodwill and trust for future opportunities and referrals. I've got some templates for this as well. When you're doing the check-in, here's the thing, right? You're not doing this for free forever, because that's usually the biggest concern I get whenever I tell anybody about this process, whenever I teach this or whenever this comes up. The thing that always comes up is, oh, well, if I'm doing it for free and how do I know what to charge and all those types of things. And here's what you can do that's not gonna fail. You do the first 5 for free, right? Then once you do those 5 and it works, right, and you're good and you understand the process, you've reiterated and dialed in the product and the offering and you've made it better, or if it's an affiliate offer, you've really figured out what you need to attach along with that affiliate offer to make it valuable. Now you just offer it for 80% off, right? So now if it's an affiliate offer, obviously you can't give it away for free, but whatever you give away as a bonus comes free. And this should ideally be a service or some kind of additional bonus or product or whatever that you're going to give away along with it to kind of make it more tailored to them and their needs, fill any gaps that product might not offer. And now you're going to go ahead and now you're going to offer it to the next 5 people. Again, you still want testimonials, you still want referrals. You can do it 80% off. Then you do, after those 5 people, you do it for 60% off. But then here's the thing, you go 40%, 20%, now you're at full price. Then you go to 20% over. 40% over, 60% over, right? So this is endless. It's infinite. You can do whatever you want. There's no rules. You make the rules. You're the business owner. So, this is a great way to get in without having any of to kind of overcome your own mental roadblocks of, okay, I'm a little nervous because I took somebody's money and I don't know if I'm delivering, right? If there's any insecurity there, that problem goes away because you didn't take any money. Now you can be just solely focused on delivering a really, really good product. And the better that you deliver it, the better the testimonial is going to be, right? And the more higher the satisfaction rate's going to be and the more referrals you're going to get. Then when it comes time to actually start collecting money, you have that confidence to now, obviously, if whatever you're doing has costs associated with it, you're going to have to weigh that in. You're going to have to balance that, and you can work that into your messaging. So you can say, look, right now I'm brand new, so I'm doing it at my cost, right? I'm not making anything on this. I'm just breaking even. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm trying to get a good head start here, and I'm looking for referrals and testimonials, but I first want to prove to you that you're not going to make a mistake by referring somebody to me. It's that simple, right? And it just takes a little bit of confidence in the delivery and just a very, very clear offer. And you can go ahead and do this, right? So I'm gonna bring this back up to step 1, which is where everybody probably is right now. And we're just going to recap this first step, and maybe we'll talk about this a little deeper. Creating your contact list, because I saw this conversation come up, and I know some of you probably popped in a little bit late. Where do we get these people we're going to reach out to, right? You're not going to knock on doors. You're not going to do any of that stuff. You're not going to, cold call or anybody that you've never. These are people that people that you already have their contact information, people that are in your phone, people that are in your followers that you can message, people that you've emailed with in the past, right? These are people that you have permission to contact. They've given you their information, right? Now, if you did some shady stuff where you got some number and somebody didn't know about it, maybe I would leave that one off. If you're really not looking to run into trouble. Or you could say, hey, I got your number from so-and-so. Thought you might be interested in, hearing about this because I know you're in this line of work and I got something that I think can help, right? So this is where you're going to get your initial list from. Now, obviously, the golden goose is you're creating content on social media and you've got these people reaching out to you. Now you've got a higher quality, warmer lead that you can just start working with, and your conversion rate's going to be far higher because you've got better people. But we're also kind of doing that with step 6 when we start asking people we already know, who we have some form of an existing relationship, no matter how big or small. They know us. They'll probably answer a message or pick up the phone or respond back. If we send just a normal, non-awkward, just, hey, how you doing, and then reference something so it shows that we actually cared and did a little bit of work, or something caught our attention and we're not just mass emailing everybody or mass calling people, right? You're going to then ask for referrals, and now that person's going to be able to think, right? And if they say no, right, you say, you could say, hey, is there anybody that you like that you think you can use this service, right? You think could benefit from what I'm offering. And if they say no, ask them if there's anybody that they hate that they think that you could, that they can use. There's usually going to be somebody that they can think of that, if they trust you and they like the conversation and they understand the offer and they understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how it's going to help somebody, they'll feel comfortable making a recommendation to somebody based on that. So that's where you're going to get higher quality leads from. Referrals is such an underrated thing. I mean, nobody really talks about it, but it needs to be talked about a lot more, because referrals, there's so many businesses. My business, when I was a mechanic and I did heavy equipment, my business pretty much operated off referrals. I didn't do any marketing. I used connections, and I used word of mouth, and I used referrals. So I would get a customer from somebody that I knew because I had a friend, or I said, actually, my very first customer was my best friend's job that he worked for. It was my best friend at the time. It was a concrete company. And what they did was they made forms. So you see the concrete structure, the foundation piece that a street light would mount to, or something like that. They would make those and they would sell those. And, so they had a lot of trucks. They would deliver them. They had forklifts. They had all kinds of equipment that was required. And that's what I did, was I serviced that stuff and repaired it. So once I told this friend I was starting a business, when the time came that they needed a repair and their mechanic couldn't get there, guess who got the phone call? Me. It wasn't like okay, yeah, we're going to do you a favor, give you a shot. It's like, hey, we know you offer this. We need this right now. And how soon can you help us out, if you can help us out? And I'm like, shit, I'll be right there. Then what happened from there? I got more customers from that job. I went in, I did good work. I gave them a great price. I didn't do it for free, but I gave them an incredible price. I did incredible work. I went above and beyond. I did things and repaired things on the equipment I was working on without, charging for it and being told, right? There was, I don't remember what it was, but I remember on this one particular machine, there was a whole laundry list of things that I found. And I repaired a bunch of the stuff that didn't cost me anything to fix other than my time. And I said, yeah, we got it taken care of. By the way, I also did this, 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 and this. That, without a doubt, is probably what secured me all the future work. Because guess what? That other mechanic, he never came back. It was just me. I got the call every time. I was fast, I was affordable, and I did a great job. I gave them exactly what they needed. Then when other customers came in, which, by the way, because of the line of work they're in, they have my target audience. They're dealing with other business owners, construction companies, people that are making parking lots, that kind of stuff, that need that kind of equipment. They also made big concrete pipes that would go into the ground, all kinds of things. I started getting those referrals, and that's how my business grew. So I only actually went and really found, through my connections, 1 or 2 or 3 maybe initial customers. Everything else after that came word of mouth. You can do the same thing with your business. You can do the same thing online. If you get people that are going to tell other people about you, sometimes you have to ask for that, but it's never a bad thing to ask for that. If you do, you'll get it. You'll get some of it. And now you're starting to get leads. You're starting to get customers. And if you're offering some kind of a high ticket service, you can make a lot of money really quickly just from word of mouth and referrals that come in. Right? If you wind up doing great work for a great client and they know 3 people that need you as well, you just got 3 more potential clients that are worth getting on the phone with and worth making your offer to. So, and at this point, right, when we look at this process, this whole thing I just laid out for you, we didn't make a single video for social media. We didn't do anything. We just communicated. We used our mouth. We talked to people. We got on the phone. We got in front of people. We sent messages. We reached out to people we know that already trust us. We grabbed the lowest hanging fruit possible, and we used it to start generating some income, to start generating some leads. So I'm not going to beat this thing to death. I got this checklist that should have been dropped in the chat. If we can, we'll drop it in there again in the comments for you, so you can just click on that link and get it. Also, by the way, one thing we also have is if you go to our YouTube channel, David Sharpe Live on YouTube, you just type that in. All the replays of these get uploaded there as well. This episode will be uploaded later today. So if you wanted to catch a replay of everything we just talked about, best thing to do is go over there and watch this thing back. What we also have there is a link in the description that if you go in, you opt in, it'll send you an email with a link to the folder with every single giveaway, including this one that we've ever made, including a couple of other little bonus things I dropped in there. So you're going to get this Google Drive folder that has probably a dozen of these PDFs, plus there's a video in there and maybe a couple other little things that you could just have access to it all the time. I'm just giving you that, right? I'm not asking for permission. You can have it. The way to get that, you're going to go to David Sharpe Live on YouTube. You can go to the replay of any of our recent videos, go into the description, click the first link, and that'll bring you right into where you can get these. The instructions will be very clear. We make sure we don't make it vague. So implement this. Go and use this. Go make some money. Go get some leads. And I mean, I'm going to be a little bit blunt here, but like, get to work, get to work, do the work, do the stuff. Don't be afraid of it. That's the biggest problem for most people. It's not because they don't have the information, they don't have the strategies, and they don't know what to do. Sometimes that's part of it. But the biggest piece is that they're just not doing the work, or they're afraid to do the things, right? If you've been posting on Instagram for months and you're just not getting anywhere, go into those 50 followers you've generated over the last few months, and start reaching out to them. That's where you can start. Go into your phone, go into your email contacts, start reaching out to people you already know. Grow your brand that way. That will also inadvertently grow your accounts, because you can tell people about them. And they're going to say, when they make their recommendations, where can I get some info on this guy or this person, right? They send over your socials. So you start to grow your audience with much better, higher quality leads. What happens when that happens? You've got people that are actually going to watch and engage with your videos, even if they're not good. And then you start to get more reach. You start to reach new people that way. It's a chain reaction. It's a snowball. Good stuff happens. And this is groundwork. This is in the trenches. This is legwork. A lot of people are stuck on I can only post 2 times a day. It should only take me an hour and a half, 90 minutes, 2 hours every day. Is your business a business, or is your business a hobby? That's what I would say. So I'm going to get on out of here. Hopefully this was helpful. This 38 minutes totally just flew on by, but hang on to this PDF, print it out, put it on your desk, live by it, study it, watch this replay, and we'll see y'all here tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day.